Hello. Happy Sunday. So, I'm going to try to move on because sometimes I tend to ramble and these things are getting a little bit longer than I want them to be. So, I'm going to get into it. First and foremost, I have a respect and a love for Christians that you don't even understand. My mom has a strong faith that I know defines a big part of her life. She got a lot of that from her own mom. I remember when my grandma Leela passed away, I picked up her Bible next to her chair as I was sitting in her chair later, and I looked in the margins of her Bible, and she had the teeniest, tiniest little handwriting in the margins of, it just seemed like almost every page. She had a really strong, amazing faith. My best friend is an ordained minister. Her husband is an ordained minister. I have the utmost respect for Christians. So when someone tells me that I hate Christians, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to speak my mind. And sometimes maybe my mind might get ahead of me and my words might not be what I want them to be, but I'm going to talk, and I'm going to talk loud. So here's what I don't like. I don't like the word hate. I don't use the word hate. If you know me, it's just not a word that comes out of my mouth in the context of any sentence or conversation. I don't like fear-based judgmental rhetoric. Judge not, lest ye be judged. I don't like the Bible being used to subjugate women. I don't like the Bible being used to justify slavery. I don't like the Bible being used to cast out gay people as an abomination. And it seems now the latest target is transgender people. What I know, God is love. And this might be a little embarrassing later, but here's how I remember that. There's a song that I learned in Bible camp. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and every one that loveth is born of God, and knoweth not God. He that loveth not God, for God is love. Beloved, let us love one another. 1 John 4, 7, and 8. Hey, it's baked in me, man. Camp Metagoshi baked that into me. And I think that's a really important part of the Bible because God is love. If you believe in anything, you have to believe that God is love. So here's what happened. I'm not on Facebook much, but I go on there occasionally. And I saw this post, and I just had to respond. The post was coming from a place of what I considered hateful rhetoric, from a Christian, an uber Christian, who has been to Honduras to preach to the poor and help them come to Christ. And that makes him a Christian because he's done missionary work. So he knows what it's like to be Christ-like. But here he is on Facebook talking about transgendered people as if they're a joke. He's afraid. He's not coming from a place of love. So I spoke up. There was a little bit of discussion back and forth between me and the author. And then ultimately he took it down, which felt a little bit like a victory because at least now it's not out there anymore. But here's the really, really exciting part. The real joy for me was in the midst of that conversation, I received a private Facebook Messenger chat from somebody that knew the author of this post. They couldn't speak publicly about what he was saying, but they wanted me to know that they agreed with me and that they didn't subscribe to his beliefs and they thought it was shameful. This affected me so incredibly. That message, because here's what happens when I see these Facebook posts about things like this that are hateful and hurtful, they cut me. They just hurt my very soul. They damage me. They damage my ability to believe in our humanity, but mostly they damage the faith which my mom, my grandma, my best friend subscribed to. And what they believe in is love. And this post was not loving. And so this private chat message made me think, how many times do I sit back in private conversations and not speak up to sort of preserve the peace, right? We all do that. We all do that within our own families. But that person When they sent me that message, when I saw that messenger message, it renewed my faith in humanity, and they have no idea. So we're connected. Even when hate masquerading as God's love shows up in our space, we're connected because there's that person out there who doesn't know it, but she forever changed how I will look at posts like that in the future. Because I know that behind that wall, there are other people like her who feel the same way and just aren't saying anything. So again, it's a perfect example of what I'm always saying to you people, right? We all have an amazing ability to touch and change people's lives every single day. We don't know it. She doesn't know it. And I am so grateful that she touched and changed my life the other day, because it was in a moment when I was losing a little bit of faith in humanity. So God is love, people. So love.